Good morning, and how is everybody doing today? Oh, I'm still totally buzzing after such a phenomenal weekend that we had down in Tarbert at that place, Westlock Wellness. My God, it is absolutely phenomenal. As is Tarbert Holiday Park. I think anybody that's been there knows it. It's just beautiful. It's got something for everybody, and the plans, swimming pool, paddle court. I mean, it's so exciting. What an absolute you know gift to the community that it is. So yeah, and of course the sun shone. That, just as we all know, changes absolutely everything. So yeah, I wanted to jump on and talk about the Superhuman Protocol, because obviously that is what I've been doing since I arrived at the hub, which is literally only 4 weeks ago. It's still very new. Obviously, I'm like a kid in a candy shop trying and everything. And when I started really researching the Superhuman Protocol, I was like, oh, right, okay, I need to do this, because what I was doing, which is really common for me, I was doing the things that I like, and I was avoiding the things that, like the treadmill, right? So I've never been a treadmill fan, because I'm like that. Why on earth would you go on a treadmill when you could go outside? But of course, the big thing about going in the treadmill is the oxygen. And this Superhuman Protocol is you do the PEMF, and then you do the oxygen. So the PEMF gets the flow, and then that allows the oxygen to be absorbed in a much deeper level. And then you do the red light, and we have the luxury of having a state-of-the-art 360 Theralite bed here. And honestly, it's a bit like getting on a sun lounger and just going, oh, yeah. My body reacts so strongly to heat and to light. It's actually quite funny, because the minute I'm in that bed, I went in yesterday and I didn't feel in any shape or form tired when I went in, but I just drifted into this lovely kind of semi-conscious state. And it's not hot, but you're definitely warm. But yeah, I'm like, wow, I miss the sun so much. So yeah, that's the three things. So I'm now in week 3. I did one yesterday. So what happens is, timing wise, because obviously there's two things to consider: do you have the time to do it, and do you have the money to do it? And to come here to the hub, you're getting like the best of equipment. But obviously we've got health at home now, so you're going to be able to bring this into your own home, into your own community, and into your business. And why would you do that? Well, this is really why I decided I have to do it. I was already sold in PEMF. I've had PEMF machines for years. I was already sold in red light. I've had red light machines for years. Maybe not quite to the extent we've got them here, but not only is there a 360 bed, there is adaptations to focus red light into the body via like a laser, a shower, and another panel, so that we can really put that light concentrated into certain areas for pain and for different things that need more light. So the Superhuman Protocol, which is the one I would just recommend if you can afford it and if you've got enough time to do it, hands down, you have to try this. Usually within a month, you will start to, very often before that, but you would need to give it a month to say, right, okay, how is this working? A bit like going to the gym. You're not going to see a result in one workout. So we have to realize that this is a kind of work in progress. We need to give the body time to respond, is the word I'm looking for. We need to give the body time to respond. So, and also remember, you can almost have detox symptoms, and I did have that. Probably most of week 1 and week 2, but I'm very used to that because I've done so much work in my body. I understand when I need to up the ante, and I understand when you up the ante. I've been going in the sauna as well, which is another luxury that I have when I'm here, just because I love being hot. And what we're understanding about the fascia, which is the other rabbit hole that I've been going down, training with Brooke McPoyle, you need to check her out, my God, is that profuse sweating, which obviously when you live in Scotland, it's just not something that you do unless you're doing a lot of cardio exercise, which I've not been doing. But when I was living in Malta, in the summer, it's up like 35 degrees. Of course you sweat. I love that, just sitting doing nothing and sweating. Why would you not? There's huge benefits in sweating. And if you're not well enough to do some cardio exercise to get to that, and sitting in a sauna, even for some people, a sauna can exhaust you. You have to just do a little and build it up the way you would with any exercise. But the health benefits they blow my mind, the health benefits. And the thing about a far infrared sauna that's different to a Nordic sauna, what we call a trad sauna, is that it doesn't need to be as hot. The actual red light is detoxing you. So you don't have to, you get a very profuse sweat without it having to be up at a kind of crazy heat. So that is obviously also really good for people that find it challenging to be hot. I mean, I was in there this morning, I was thinking about the sweat lodge that I did in Arizona, in Sedona. We talk about extreme cold. Obviously, I was in the river as well, in the burn this morning, and then extreme hot. We're talking about just changing the body temperature. And you don't need to go ice to fire. You can just move a little bit and a little bit and to get the body used to changing temperature, because the way we live now, we're just not giving the body that chance. And there's a real cost to our health. Infections and bacteria, the body's just not getting a chance to heal itself because we're never allowing it to get cold or to get hot. We're like, it has to stay the same all the time. No. We have to get hot and cold. We have to change temperature. It's natural part of being human. And even our clothing, my friend Jason Stone, who's big into this natural clothing that allows the body to breathe, allows the body to receive some of the light when we're out, instead of plastic everywhere that just cuts us off from that supply. But anyway, I digress. Superhuman. So we're in the PEMF, and the PEMF creates flow. So when we're talking about energy medicine, which is primarily what we're doing here, and I've not even started talking about all the technology that I have and that I'm using here, and it's such a treat for me to be able to get it all out now and to be able to help people with this. So what we're looking at really is, we don't diagnose, we don't label the body, we don't do any of that. We look at flow, much more like than the Chinese kind of side. Is there light getting through the body? Is there electricity getting through the body? Is there oxygen getting through the body? Can sound get through the body? So all of these things really matter. So if you're a big, sticky, clogged mess, like I have been many times during my life, caused by lifestyle, caused by stress, caused by the environments that we're in, then energy can't flow. And energy comes in all these forms. And I was listening to Brooke McPoyle. I'm absolutely down the rabbit hole with that girl. She is blowing me away. I'm doing a training. It's phenomenal. And she was talking even about how sound, if the fascia, which is piezoelectric, polyphasic and polymorphic in nature, it is mentally intelligent. And it's holding all this information. But if the fascia isn't flowing and you're doing a sound bath, for example, or you're doing some tuning forks, or you're listening to anything with healing sound in it, it's not going to get the flow. I mean, it's so obvious when you start training and listening and learning this stuff. How can that energy flow through you or not? And are your internal organs clean and clear in terms of flow? Or it's a bit like in the autumn when all the gutters get stuffed with leaves and the drains get blocked. Are your drains blocked? Can things that are going in get out? It's really as simple as that. And you can look at that on a physical, biological level. You can look at it on a metaphysical level. And you can look at it on an energetic level and an emotional level. Because emotions can get trapped inside us. And very often, if we were walking barefoot, the planet will help us release these emotions. I mean, it's mental. I'm going to do my very first session today on PEMF and letting go. Because I'm like, right, we need to get the PEMF involved here, because then the body's not going to argue, the body's going to release. So watch this space. I've got a friend that's going to let me try it on her and see how it goes. So, and I was talking to a girl yesterday who's struggled with her weight, lost her dad. He was quite young, and I'm like, it's the flow, the body's not flowing. And it's just, it's a much nicer way to talk about the body rather than giving it all these horrendously scary labels, concepts, and prognosis. So as soon as you start to allow the flow to happen, and that can be simple as letting it go, let it flow, let it go, let it flow. If you're tight like a drum, then you're holding things in. And when you relax and release, you can allow the energy to flow. So, I mean, I am obsessed by letting go because it affects every system in the body. But what's happening now is we're starting to understand the body from all these different angles. And for me, Brooke McPoyle, I've not been interested in the physical body for a long time, certainly in terms of healing, and certainly in terms of the Heal Scotland mission, which is to take us out of this horrific low place on the health scale down at the bottom and move us up the scale. Trying to get people to change their diet is simply like, I just can't see that working. It costs us a huge part of it. And our governments are so thick that they've made shit food cheaper than real food. I mean, it's just madness. And then everybody's so stressed, they don't have the time, or they perceive they don't have the time, or they don't know how to cook, and they don't know how to make great food. So we've been very cleverly engineered down this path to ultra-processed junk, which is making us and our kids sick. So trying to change that just seemed to me like a really almost impossible task, because people are addicted, right? I'm absolutely love working in the recovery world, because I feel that people that have come out, that have decided I'm not going to do that anymore, that work in the 12-step program in particular, which I think is genius. They are starting to, they're having to own, they have to be honest about what they're doing and what they're not doing. Because ultimately, I can tell you about the superhuman. You can get it in your house. You can probably get it in your community if you're community aware. And if there's a place and a space in your community, you could get it. You get it in your business. If you've got some money to invest in this, which I highly recommend you do if you are interested in health. But it doesn't matter how good the technology is if you don't show up and use it. And that's why I committed online to doing the superhuman, because see the mental block about going on a treadmill for me. But I need to get that oxygen in me, because I want to see how it feels. And I know already how much better it's making me feel. Now I'm measuring things, and there's not a huge change. I'm seeing the flux with the sauna, with the red light, with the PEMF, and with the oxygen, and on the treadmill. I can see the variations. I'm measuring myself on the Genius Insight. I'm very interested to see, without changing my diet, what this does to the microbiome, because oxygen, it has a really healing effect on Candida, which is fungus, which is something that I've sort of been striving to balance pretty much my whole adult life. I know I'm much more aware of it now, and I understand it more, how to do it. But yeah, that's I'm really interested in that side of it too, and the low grade infections, because the way I see it is, if you look right, you need more energy through the body, more light, more oxygen, and if we can get that energy into the body and give the body that energy, it'll just push it over that hill into that healing place. Because I'm not doing the healing, the body is doing the healing for me. All I have to do is create the right environment for it. And, you don't need to do all three. You can do one. I was talking to a guy yesterday who's just been doing red light after a skiing accident. And then I was like, right, we can get that concentrated red light into these areas, which we categorically know speeds up the healing process. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I've seen that, saw that in my own retreat, and my friend Linda on her broken foot, the difference with the red light and with the PEMF. So, it depends what your issues are. And, if you stop using the label and you're like, right, okay, there's maybe neurotoxins affecting the way the brain's working, there's maybe major gut issues, there's maybe emotional and stress and trauma, PTSD in there, there's maybe fear of the future, there's maybe genetics, because that definitely plays a part, there's maybe lifestyle, like certainly my lifestyle, when I think about how I used to live, I never ever really slept on a Saturday night. I used to be out partying, dancing, laughing. You're like, well, the body's pretty incredible that it's actually still functioning to this level. We did a lot of dancing at the weekend. At the last two festivals, we've done a lot of dancing, Ceilidh dancing, and I'm feeling brilliant, which is so nice, because I tell you what was really holding me back, my knees. I started to feel my knees. Well, that's gone. So, and I wasn't doing this for my knees. I was doing this for my lower back, because my lower back is quite creaky and stiff. I'm now understanding this is fascia, and I'm taking that, because my thing is, I do not want to live in a body with pain. No way. And I don't want to be tired. I don't mind being tired because I've been working for 14 hours, but I don't want to be tired and unmotivated. So these are the reasons that I'm doing it for. So what if you want to come to the hub and have a free discovery call or a free tour of the place and the space, and want to try, maybe you're thinking, well, could I raise money? And I'm happy to come and help you to do that, because I'm really passionate about this, getting these biotherapies out all over Scotland. It's an absolute no-brainer. And we need to be able to get them into people's homes. We need to be able to get them into communities. We need to be able to get them into businesses. As like a hair salon or a beauty salon or a holistic place, this is an absolute no-brainer. The health benefits, even if you just get a far infrared sauna, the health benefits are bonkers. And if our government had any brains, given that we are the sickest nation, and how are you going to get your economy running if nobody's well enough to work? If we can get saunas out all over our country, that's what I would do. Saunas everywhere, on the beaches, in the mountains, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful places that hopefully wouldn't get vandalised, and you could trust the people just to get in and get well and get the flow going. So that is the mission that I'm looking for. I'm also working on the academy here. We've got one room right now. Well, that's a lie. We've got 4 rooms right now. We're working on one up the stairs, actually in the hub. We have the yoga studio that can be used for sound baths, etc. What we want to do is bring great teachers here that can, I'm talking about Suze Kuhn, who teaches Qigong, and I'm trying to talk Gary Young into teaching mindfulness here. People that can teach yoga, Fiona Gass with kinesiology. What's her name? Sally, that teaches the bone technique. And Chandra, who teaches Drew yoga and fascia. Nicola Harkins, I want her down here teaching about the fascia and the lymph. So that we can bring people in from all over the country and teach them how to do these things. We have to teach people how to fish. We can give people fish, of course, until they're strong enough and well enough to fish for themselves. But how we get out of this nanny state, relying on a government that's corrupt and useless, how we do that is that we learn this ourselves. And I want you to think about what happens if we do nothing. What happens if you don't get involved in change? What happens if you're not prepared to get off your ass and raise money in your community and get the biotherapies in and inspire people? What happens if we don't do that? What is going to happen to our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren? What's ahead if we do not get involved and change this? We absolutely have to. We owe it to our children, to our grandchildren. We have young people coming in here with major gut issues. Our digestive systems are suffering because of the food and the stress that kids are under, and the lack of light, the lack of change in temperature. We need to teach them. They don't know how to breathe. Now, my grandkids are going to know how to breathe. They're not going to have to wait till they're 60 to learn. If you breathe differently, you feel differently, and you do different things when you breathe differently. That should be in nursery school. We should be teaching that. But we're going to wait for the government to implement all that, or are we just going to get off? Because bureaucracy is holding us back now. Oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. You teach your own children at home, teach your grandchildren. They're easy to teach and they love it. And even if they go away from it during the teenage years, they'll come back. Teach them to breathe, teach them how to tap, give them the greatest gift of all, that they know how to regulate their nervous system, that they know how to change their state when they choose, and they'll never feel that they're a victim of the circumstances. They'll understand the power that they have within. So with the superhuman, what I can see is when you start to feel better, obviously if you look at it from this emotional scale, as soon as you start to feel better, you will make better choices. And when you start to make better choices, you're going to see your perception changes and you're going to see a different life ahead. And it's all coming from that emotional scale. When you come out of these apathetic, fear-filled, grief-filled states up into courage, acceptance, and peace, you start to see solutions. And when you start to see solutions, you start to have hope, you start to feel better, you start to want to take action because you can clearly see where you want to go. It's really interesting, the people that are coming to see me here, almost all of them already have all the stuff that I'm going to recommend at home. They're very well educated, they understand, but it's just helping to put it into place. I can do a voice print, I can help you see what's happening in your digestive system. And very often I just can listen and I'll help you to let go of all the blocks. Letting go, I've not really been teaching much of that recently, but it's still the foundation for me for freedom, to be free from fear of the body. So we're looking, please tell me and email us your suggestions. What courses would you like to see here? What do you need? We want to bring people in here and inspire them in the magnificence of the human energy system. And my passion is that nobody is scared of their own body, that they learn to understand it and adapt to that. Faith is a huge thing. Do you have faith? Do you talk to the divine, God, angels, whoever it is that you feel, the higher power? Let's just say there's something above us. There's a level of intelligence that is really smarter than us that we can communicate with, the unified field. I don't care what name. For me, it's all the same thing. Use your own word. Learning because the intelligence in here, and as my friend Kevin was saying at the festival, this change from 3D to 5D is moving from the head to the heart and trusting what's coming in for you. So when I found the Health Hub, I was like, this is a place. I've been saying for years, we need a place for people to come. We now have a place for you to come. Yes, there's a cost attached to that. We're looking at that, how we can have a subsidy bank to help people who are keen. Because let's face it, not every day, most people want other people to do it and then get results and then prove it to them, and then they'll go off their arse and try it. Whereas what we're looking for as the people are like that makes complete sense to me. Let's try it and let's get the data. Let's start measuring success. Let's drag ourselves out of this mire, fear of the body. Get charged up at that cellular level and let's see what we can achieve. Can we help your symptoms? Almost certainly. Whatever, the rest of it is going to be up to you, and we will do everything in our power to help support and inspire you to keep on keeping on, because healing's a messy journey. Trust me, I've been observing this for decades, 4 decades. I've run 23 retreats over the last 15 months, hundreds of breathworks. I observe, I learn every single time. It's not easy, but it's way easier when we do it together. Way easier when you're around people that are up instead of people that bring you down, and there's a lot of them around. So it's your job to find your tribe of people that are going to keep you up, that are in your corner. I posted a video by Jeremy Boring this morning about toxic femininity. You should have a look at it, because I'm pretty sure most people have been experiencing that. We've made a road for our own back as women, and we thought, if you're just kind and loving, then everything will work out fine. Kind and loving without any strong boundaries takes you into a very seriously dodgy place. We need to stand up. We need to stand up for our kids. We need to stand up for our grandkids. We need to demand the best food, and we need to just be part of the change. Anyway, I'm going to get all political now, but I'm not going to. It's far, far too exciting what's going on here. So if you want to come up and see, if you're thinking, well, I would like to get this stuff in my home, I would like to raise funds and get money and get this into my community, I would like to get this into my business, I would like to just come up to the hub and see the place. I'm doing tours on Saturday. Please book in. It's free. I do a free discovery call around your health. If you're genuinely interested in making changes, even the way I'm doing the protocol, the Superhuman, it's taking me about an hour a day to do it, because it's 10 minutes in PEMF, 20 minutes on the EWOT, exercise with oxygen, and then it's 20 minutes in the sunlight bed. You don't have to do 20, you could do 10, 10, 10. But clearly, because I'm just doing this month-long study, I'm going to keep going with it. Whether I'll do it 3 times a week or not is different, but I just want to see. So this is my 3rd week. Next week's my last week of the full 3 times a week promise that I've made to myself. And then I'll start to show you what I'm seeing on my Genius Insight and on the HRV. And we'll see, the body's in a constant state of flux. When I measure myself, it depends what time of day, it changes, the energy field changes. I didn't do it on the biofield viewer, just because I've not got it set up. It needs a room set up, but we're on that, we're working on that, so that we can see the colours, because we're colour, we're sound, we're tone, we're flow. This energy body is just so incredible. So I'm on it in terms of how we're going to measure it. So if you want to come and try, give us a phone, send us an email, and come up and visit and see it. If you're a business, a holistic business, and you want to teach from here or run a class from here or run a day retreat, few days retreat, whatever you want to do, we've got 5 different rooms, different sizes, perfect in this beautiful nature. And then you've also got all the biotherapies all around you as well. So it's very, very exciting for me. I've been dreaming about this my whole adult life, a holistic place that does no harm. This is it. So I hope to see you up here very soon. We've got an open day in June, which I think is let me just double check. It's a fete. And it is on the 14th, June the 14th. We've got Quarriers, Scotland's Wild Medicine Quarriers, 28th, 29th, 30th of August. So that's 2 big dates. And then we've got Strontian Festival, the 9th, 10th and 11th of October. If you were there last year, you know how brilliant that is. What's in there? Aha, yeah. And then I've got my next breathwork training, 17th, 18th, 24th and 25th of October. So if you want to join any of that, if you're excited, if you want to let go, it is, Emma, isn't it? I'm so excited about it. And I'm really focusing on getting amazing courses, and also looking at funding for people to come in and do courses from all over the country. And let's get this movement moving. Let's get this vibration up. Let's get our trajectory out of the mud, because no politician is going to do this. I don't even know if they understand half of the stuff that we're learning now. So it's going to have to be a groundswell of people, for the people, by the people. So please get involved, join our community, £5 a month. If you're a business, £12 a month. Be part of the solution. I cannot do this myself. I keep saying it, I need help. I'm trying to focus up here now. Heal Scotland's taking a back seat. The festivals and the communities Heal Scotland, and then I'm up here. Heal Together Academy and the Health Hub. Together, we can be completely unstoppable. So please get involved, do your bit, and come and visit me soon. Ciao. Have a great day.